Hello folks, Scorsa here for a little bowl of mud. This is going to be a different kind of show than we've had before. This is going to be a show about courage. There's so many people that are being chased out of their countries due to regimes that are not kind to the people, and that's what happened to our guest tonight. And I wanted to bring to light the amazing miracles that surrounded this situation. And if you don't believe there's a spiritual setting to your life, this will hopefully convince you that it's possible. So I want to introduce right now the lady who came from Liberia,
West Africa.
Liberia, West Africa. This is Victoria Sohn.
Victoria Sohn, yes.
Yes, nice. And accompanying Victoria is Lorain Scorsa. Did I pronounce it right?
Yep, you did.
And Lorain is a member of the church,
New Valley Church.
New Valley
in
Church
Gilbert.
in Gilbert, Arizona. And well, you guys have the story. Victoria, from you, if we could have just a little picture of what caused you folks to just say, we're gone, we're out of here, and what brought that on? From the politics, the way they were treating the people?
It was war in Liberia in 1990s. It's war breaker.
Okay.
It was a civil war. It was tribal wars. They were looking for people that work in the government and people that were close, like related to the president at that time. And he was a man that we all from the same ethnic group. And they call it the Crown people. That's our tribe that we speak in Liberia. The Crown people, they were looking for them. And people that work in the government, and they were related to the president, and my husband worked in the government at that time too.
Jerry,
yeah. So that's just kind of people they were looking for. So if they find you, they're going to kill you.
they're gonna kill you.
Yeah, you related to the president and you work in the president government. So that's the reason.
And the size of your family at the time before you left?
Before I left, it was Jerry, me, Morris, Lindsay, Jerry, Lee, Ambrose. We were six.
6 of you.
Yeah, when we left Liberia.
Okay, and did you all make it here?
We are making it as I have a couple of years. Then 7, my Ambrose, I didn't call Ambrose, we were 7. My son called it Ambrose. Then I have a child in the refugee camp after we arrived in that country for 2 years. Then I have a daughter also there. That's her there in the chain dress.
And where is she now?
She died. I lost 3 of them in the
3 of your children?
3 of my children.
While you were in the refugee camp?
While I was in the refugee camp, my daughter, who was my older daughter, she died at the age of 13. She was born 1983, November 3rd. So she died at the age of 13.
And it was because in the refugee camp the medical and everything was bad?
Everything was bad, yes.
Okay.
It was a medical problem. Yes.
Yeah.
She's had swollen eye, her left eye. It started like it's out of the board, and it swelled until the whole eye came outside.
I don't want to bring up bad memories for
so
you.
She died.
I just wanted to
Then my brother Ernesto, died at the age of 10 too. He died on his birthday, the day he turned 10, he died that morning.
He had yellow fever, right?
Yeah, yellow fever, and they said,
Oh,
we didn't know at that
sorry.
time it was hepatitis, and we thought it was yellow fever,
Yellow fever.
and we treated yellow fever. They give you like different
Different drugs, yeah.
yes, especially now from the hospital, like you go country medicine, oh the boy this one you have to drink, gave him this one, then he drink this until last minute of time when I took him. We were in Guinea when the sickness
Right.
started.
Mhm.
So I have to take him to where because when we left Liberia at that time, my mother and my father were not in the city, but my husband, myself, and the other children were in the capital. So we flew to different country, and my parents, they flew to different country because they were in the rural area of Liberia, in my village. So they went to different place, and the place they went is a French-speaking country in Ivory Coast. I don't know if you hear about Ivory Coast before. It's a French-speaking country. It's a Côte d'Ivoire. They speak French there, so that's the place my
No parle
parents.
français.
That's the place my parents ran to go. And
Right.
during that time, the same year my daughter died, my father died in that same year
Oh,
too.
God.
And I didn't know until after 2 years before I got to know that my father died.
Mm.
So when I went to Guinea, my daughter died in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is a country too close to Liberia too. It's a polar country to Liberia. That's the place we flew. We went first. While we were in Sierra Leone, I think we were in Sierra Leone from 1990 to 97. Then the war broke out in that country too. When we had to flee Sierra Leone again to go to Guinea, Conakry.
What year did you get here?
I got here 2000 and 2002.
2002. So we're talking like 5 years on the run.
Yes.
10 years in refugee camps,
10
5
years.
in Sierra Leone and 5 in Guinea.
Oh my Lord.
So
You are a miracle.
Yeah.
And you're
in Guinea, Sierra Leone was much easier to live there because they speak English, Creole, and Creole is English, so we understood them. But when we flew to Guinea, it was difficult for us. It was difficult for us
because of the
they-
language.
Yeah, because of the language. But they speak French, and I can speak French.
No? Me
So-
neither.
So it was hard for us. My second son, he died there. I took him when I got to Guinea when he started getting sick. That's the time I heard that your father died. So I said, okay, from Guinea to Ivory Coast, it's not too far. And my younger brother was living in Guinea too. He was working there as a contractor, so he had a little bit money. He was working with the people. He been there for a while. So
You had more language.
yeah, and he speak French too.
Yes.
So he could help you out
Yeah,
to get
so he
along.
helped me, and he said, son, that passed and you don't know and you just get to know, so you have to go back to see the other families. So he transported me to go to Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is a French-speaking country too, but they have people that speak Crown, our dialect there. So my mother, they were not living in the city, they were living in the rural area, so it was easy for them to live there. So I went there while visiting my mom, and someone told me that they have a hospital here and they have a good doctor here from France. So you need to
Right.
take your son there to check. So when I took my son to that hospital, and he asked me, the doctor asked me that, do you speak French? I said, no, it's okay. I need someone that will translate to you. So they brought this boy, he's a young fellow, he teach in the school. And he told the boy to tell me that my son have a jana, but this type of jana is killed by doctor. But we had done, they had done a lot of damage on my son by giving him all this
A lot of
conflict.
damage,
Yes.
From previous attempts to.
Yeah.
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 Mm. Was your goal always to get to America?
When we left Liberia for, we were thinking it's going to be a few days, something like, we just grab a few of our belongings, like we're going to come back when the war ceases.
over.
When it's over.
When it was over.
Yeah, we're going to
That
come
was the
back.
plan.
That was the plan.
Mm.
But 2 years, 3 years,
3,
and
4
still
years,
continue. So
5 years.
no.
Yeah, and Victoria, you had to walk to
Yeah,
Sierra Leone.
we
I think
walked.
it took them a month. Is that what you
Yeah.
told me?
Of on the road,
Yeah.
On the road, walking.
carrying all your
walking
belongings.
Belonging.
to
Yes.
get there. And then the refugee camp you stayed in Guinea was a new one that they built. Is that correct?
Yes.
For all of the refugees.
Yes.
Coming out of Liberia.
Because
Yeah.
so many were coming out of these West African countries.
Yes.
So the UN built a large refugee camp
Even
there.
in Sierra Leone, first when they started it, when it started, like, okay, Sierra Leone, Liberia is just a border. Like, if you're in Liberia, you look into Sierra Leone. So when we
Okay.
just crossed,
Mhm.
we built our own houses. It was nice to live in. Like the dam, you had to put a mud on it.
Yeah,
So it was there. But then the rebel crossed again, and they came to the place that because we're close to
They
the
came
border.
into Sierra Leone.
They came to Sierra Leone too,
Yeah.
because the same people that were chasing us from Liberia, and
They
because
saw
they
you
said-
there and they could.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
in
they're-
Sierra Leone too, they have their own problem, and they just
Mhm.
joined with those other rebels. So we all had to flee from the border again to go farther from the border. But still, they came and they entered the capital city, Freetown. Sierra Leone, the capital city of Freetown. The rebel had to enter that capital city. And
Did you have to hide?
yeah, because it was hard because
Oh.
mostly they were attacked in the night while people sleeping. Some people would just be in their pajamas, some people would just be naked. So if you're sleeping, you have to dress well and just lay in your clothes because anything can
You have to
happen.
get up and run.
Run.
Mm-hmm.
Run. People, children got missing from them because you wake up middle of the night, what time you going to go to room, waking up your family. Some people lost their children. But my daughter had died. She myself got like 2 days she was missing. We were looking for her until we have to find someone that knew me,
Right.
find her and say, oh, I know your mom, and we have her for 2 days to
Oh,
be full.
God bless you. You can, there's a book there.
Yeah.
You know that.
So when I took my son to Guinea, I took him to the hospital, and that's at the time the doctor told me that he has an hepatitis, and he's already damaged his liver, everything, so he will not survive. And so just imagine right in front of you, they're telling you that your child will not make it, and you are already buried your first. And he's sitting there, he heard what they're saying, he's like, Mom, so that's true, I'm going to leave you also. Mom, I'm going to die to leave you. Mom, I'm going to, he started asking me all the questions, I started crying. So I said, you know what, my husband is in Guinea with the rest of my family, so I just came here to see my mom and my siblings, so I'm not going to leave here for my son to die here, so I'm going to take him back to Guinea where my husband is. So
And that's what you did.
yeah, I was like that, and his feet was swelling, his stomach big, his
Oh.
yeah.
Okay, okay, stop. Let's not go back into that, that's so. Okay, so you got here,
Yes.
and when did you meet Lorain? How did that all come about?
I met her mom first. I knew Lorain through her mother, Nancy.
Oh,
We used to go to the same church,
Okay,
Beverly Baptist Church. That's where I met Nancy.
she is a force, isn't she?
Yeah.
What I heard is they were at church together because
Uh-huh.
Jerry and Victoria had met a Baptist missionary in the camp that they were staying in. They had become Christians because of his teaching the Bible. And so when they came here, they wanted to find a Baptist church.
Okay.
So they went down the street, which was within walking distance of their home, on 35th Avenue and Missouri. They went down to the Baptist church and had a great first Sunday. We're walking home, and my mom saw them walking home, rolled down her window, said, "Hey, weren't you just at church? Do you need a ride?" And they said yes, and that's how she got to know them. And so she would help them get to church, and then from that, she started inviting Victoria and her family to dinner now and then, and Joshua to a little Bible study for children that she was doing. So her son Joshua would come to that, and my mom would talk about how great Joshua was. He's so smart, he's so great, he's so polite. He's wonderful. And so then we were looking forward to meeting this family when we went for Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
So then we've known Victoria for many, many years.
Yes.
But
I understand that this house is a miracle.
It's a miracle.
How did that come about?
Okay, as I told you that we came to America in 2002.
We came in 2002,
July,
right?
and we came to a Catholic Social Service. That's what the agency that brought
The
us.
Catholic Social Services.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the agency that brought us. It's
Mhm.
me. I think we were families of 10 or 9. It's me, Jerry, Coffee, Morris, Lancey, Dorothy, Wester, Marvin, and Joshua. 9.
9 people.
Yeah, and they put us in 3-bedroom apartment. So all this one, and they have family children. They all grown, they move out. And they had Josh and David. Oh, David was born here, so David was not with us. David was born here. So we were in our apartment forever, from 2002 until
Until when?
until this got made when we came here.
No, really?
Same apartment.
Yeah.
However, when you started there in 2002, it was a relatively nice apartment.
Yeah.
It's just through the years that she felt more and more uncomfortable
Mhm.
with the types of things going on around there. There was a lot of police activity, a lot of homeless activity.
No landlord.
No
Now
landlord.
they sold the apartment to individual people when they bought it. Like I pay rent to someone else. If you lay there, you pay to someone here. They closed the washers. There was nothing there now. So
Mm.
I was thinking about getting a house, but I'm the only person working, and
Mhm.
I seen some people getting houses and losing them. Some friends that So I said, I don't just want to. I even went one time I work and I talked to a lady, and she gave me one man number all the way down. Walk right over there. I went in the office and he asked me how much I'm making. So like, he checked my credit. You got a good credit, and this So he said, I said, okay, everything fine, but I will give you a call or I will come back. So I started thinking like, you're going to find me a house. Sometimes you're going to put me a house what called 1,600 a month, and I'm going to be paying this rent. So, so I met Lorain. She came one time. She took me for lunch. So I said, Lorain, no, I want a house, but I don't know how. Will you help me get a house?
Mhm.
And she said, yeah, Victoria. She said, okay.
Okay, this is an important part, so you have to speak up. So
Oh, okay.
I know,
She took me to lunch, and after she gave me a ride back home, then I think she brought some things for me too. I think after I got sick with the COVID or something.
It was a gift of COVID because honestly, when COVID started, I was thinking, oh no, what am I going to do with COVID? What if I can't get what I need? What will I do? And how is this going to change my life? And I thought of Victoria living the way she's lived in a refugee camp, having to leave her home, having everything upside down and uncertain. And I thought,
we all know what COVID it was.
yeah, it was a very scary time, very uncertain. This was in February when this happened, when I thought about this.
And no toilet paper.
And no toilet paper, but we still had it at that point. But by March, I really was thinking about Victoria, and I know it was because God put her on my heart. And so I thought, okay, she works in the hospital, so she's going to be very exposed to COVID. And she rides the bus. She's going to be exposed to COVID.
Exposure.
And she doesn't have a car, so whatever she needs, like I knew by this time I was having to go store to get toilet paper. She can't go store to get toilet paper, and she can't stock up on toilet paper because she can't get it home. And so I thought, what can I do? So I asked several of my friends, would you help me with my friend who works in a hospital, is going to be exposed to COVID? Would you help me gather up some supplies for her? So they literally, these were my friends from church, they literally filled my van, right, Victoria?
Yes.
It was meat and vegetables and canned goods and
Anything you think of.
anything.
But we're all going back to the apartment
And
Yes.
so we go
Yeah.
back to the apartment.
here.
And I said, Victoria, can you come down outside and I've got something for you. So she came down and she saw all this stuff and she was really touched by it, I could tell. She asked Jerry to come and help her gather the things, and I told her, we love you, we think about you, and you are inspiring us because you've already gone through something really hard. And we know that your faith sustains you, and because we see that and know your story, it will sustain us through this uncertain time. And as I was leaving, she reached over and she grabbed my arm like this and she said, would you help me get a house? And I was so touched by her humility that she would ask that. And I was also so touched by her faith that she thought, if I ask, maybe this person can help with God's help. Maybe this could come true for me. She had a dream of owning a home. And it just resonated with me. And
Well, you said something to the right angel.
Yeah.
well, you know what? I know she's the beautiful child of God. And I know that God wanted to bless her. And I wanted him to do whatever he could, however he could use anything of me or
Was
my
it hard to
friends.
find a house?
It really was, Jerry. It
Because of the financial aspect, or
all kinds of aspects. I've started to, I asked her about her financial situation. I knew what she could afford. She was paying $900 a month for her apartment, which was a bad apartment that she was paying $900 for.
and that's a pricey amount.
That's a lot. So there were, I checked in, there were apartments that she could get cheaper, but the waiting list was huge. And you could be on it for years, and you still might not get it. And who knows if it would accommodate their family. So there was that. And then I started looking at home mortgage banking, lenders, whatever, and what could they offer a person with Victoria's financial situation. And there weren't right off on its face very many options for her. And I just literally prayed. I prayed and prayed, and I asked God, show me. I know you know Victoria's situation. You know all the details, and Lord, please guide me. And do you know, I looked on the internet, and I came across the city of Phoenix had a program called Section 32 Housing. And you had to make an application for it, and it was a housing program that they had just started, where they were taking homes back from another housing project they had. They were taking them back and having the people that were renting from them move out into other places. And they were refurbishing the homes down, scraping them down to the ground. So all new paint, all new drywall, new floors, new plumbing, new electrical, new everything.
It's like a brand new
Like a
place,
brand new
isn't it?
home. Like, that would seem unimaginable for Victoria, because I was looking, for homes, and they look terrible for, if you could find a $200,000 home, but you wouldn't want to live in it. And so I looked at the application and we started it. And I told her, you're going to have to do a lot of this work with helping me fill this out, because you've got the information. And we're going to need pay stubs, every pay stub that you ever get. And she was working 2 jobs. And I need bank statements. And so for a year and a half, Victoria was having to send pay stubs and bank statements,
A year and a half?
A year and a half this took. And so just as soon as we'd finish one application with the city of Phoenix, then there'd be some other application that we'd have to do. And then there'd be some other application that we'd have to do. And then they would change the requirements pretty frequently, in the sense of, now we've got this part, but if you want to get like loan assistance, or if you want to get this, you have to do jump through these hoops. So all told, we sent bank statements and pay stubs for a year and a half, and then she was required to take a home ownership class, and you had to do it on your computer. She didn't have a computer, so I took my computer, we went over to my mom's, and she had no sleep. We sat through 8 hours of an online class. That was one of the things they had to do. And then they told her she would qualify for $30,000 in loan assistance. And we were counting on that. But we, in the other side, were trying to raise money for Victoria. So we were using social media to tell Victoria's story.
Okay.
And through that, a lot of my friends and family made donations.
Okay.
So we had donations from, the lowest was $5 and the highest was $10,000. And we raised a good amount of it through Thanksgiving and Christmas by making turkey dinners and pies. I would say if you would donate, $200, I'll make you a pie. And people were really happy, but they were captivated by Victoria's story. And they were also inspired by Victoria because they were having their own uncertain situation during COVID. And they were also thinking about people who don't have a home, and now you've got to stay in your home, and so if you don't feel comfortable in your home, that we kind of brought it to their mind a lot about Victoria's situation. So I know God opened their hearts to be compassionate toward her, and so they gave generously. And one of the things that when we started this, I told Jim, do you think we can raise money for her? I mean, do you think people will give? And Jim said, I know one thing. I know that God is real and working in people's hearts, and I know that we have a lot of generous, loving friends. And so all told, there was probably 180 to 200 people that donated.
Oh, wonderful.
And
that's
we
all
raised
out of your church?
No.
Or
It was,
did
my
you-
church was not really, it was just our friends.
Friends.
And I
Your
did,
social?
yeah, our social group.
Wow.
Because these were my neighbors that donated, these were friends, these were work friends. I did ask some churches, I wrote a letter and told them Victoria's story, and I said, I know you care about people who need a home. And so 3 churches did make a donation for Victoria. We should show them the book, and we can show them all the pictures of the people. If you know where it is, I don't know if you know where it is, but anyway,
Excuse me.
they all came together, and we raised $75,000. So when the home loan assistance, the down payment assistance, did not go through because they said she made too much money, because they counted her son's work study, even though he didn't give it to them, they counted his income, so they told her she didn't qualify. But we had raised that money, so she had enough money for a down payment to get the house.
Wow.
But if she hadn't had those donations, she would have had to give the home back to the city of Phoenix, because she wouldn't have still been able to pay the mortgage without a sizable down payment.
Right.
So
Right.
it was really a God thing that all of these people, wanted to
And
participate.
that process took how long before you started it to you got?
She
the
moved
actual
in
house?
May of 2021, and we started in March of 2020.
This May. of
This May
20.
is when she moved in. May 3rd was the day she got the keys. That's okay, Victoria, if you don't
Isn't
have
that
it.
wonderful?
Don't worry, you've come back.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Yeah, we started in March, and then it took to May 3rd was the day
Yeah.
she got the keys.
Yeah.
Now what's needed is a car, is that correct?
The what?
A car, you need a car.
Yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't have a car, she takes a bus. Which, that's the other thing, this house, she wanted the house to be in an area where her son would be picked up for school in the Washington School District. She wanted a house that was on a bus line, and she wanted a house that, you know,
Jerry, come here. Take off your mask.
They got a mask.
I don't want to say anything.
I just wanted to introduce you and say thank you for
Yeah,
everything.
they don't want to.
Everything you've done for the family and for your travels and letting me sit with your lovely wife, and thank you.
That's right.
Jerry,
Good
Gary,
job.
this is not a book. The one
Jerry.
the people that give.
These are
Here, it's right here. Look,
Oh.
these are all the people.
Oh, okay.
these are the people
And there's like 4 pages like that.
that have contributed
Mm-hmm.
to this situation. And don't you 1 second think that spirit doesn't reside in all of us little humans.
Yeah, these are all manner of friends and family.
That looks
people.
like Josh and Lisa.
It's not though.
It looks like him, doesn't it?
No, they're a young couple that live in New York City.
Oh.
Um,
Well, when you see these folks, be sure to tell them all to look at this.
Okay.
This is going around the world now.
great.
You know,
yeah, we'll put that
this all
story
gets
on.
into the cloud and.
Yeah,
Um,
everybody can access it.
Mhm.
This was on their open house day,
Okay.
and that's another fun thing was, you know, I was praying, Lord, help it be a great day for Victoria and her family, and we invited a pastor to come and pray for her home, that it would bless her and bless other people. And I was thinking, oh, I really need some balloons for the front yard. And I thought, no, I can't spend any more money. And my neighbor posted on Facebook, I have this big balloon arch. Does anybody need a balloon arch? And I'm like, what? Okay, Lord. So we got this
Yeah.
beautiful balloon arch on the day of her home open house. And that was a gift from God also.
Yes.
So, to the people who are out there watching this, and you know what the state of our planet is right now, our little ball of mud right now. Do you have a message for everybody? This is your chance to say out there, hey, humans.
First I want to say thank to Lorain again, and I want to thank everyone that contribute, that donates toward my home. My family and myself are so happy we live here and we can get over it. Like I don't know how we're going to do with I don't know what to say, because I was not even dreaming about getting a home like this.
I understand.
So I just want to bless everyone that donated to me. And one thing I want to say, like, do not give up in life. Do never give up on yourself. Continue to believe and trust God for everything you want to do. Believe in God. People in this, we still have some good and nice people living in this world. There's some good people still. So just continue to live
Man.
and put your trust in God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to thank
You know, she'll say I bless her, but she always blesses me. And I have so many people that say, thank you for telling me Victoria's story. It helped me get through COVID. It was the best thing to get me through COVID. Because I could always think about Victoria and her family, and I could think how she kept going, and how she faced, you know, hard things, and how God is blessing her now.
And how
God has always taken care of her.
I was sick with COVID in July. How are you?
She got COVID. Yes, she did.
Yeah, in the hospital for I think 4 days.
Uh-huh. She did.
Yeah.
Well, that is our story.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, it's so much my pleasure. Thank you for having me. It is a truly wonderful story
Yes.
and needs to be told. And
Blessed with a beautiful
this
home.
beautiful home, and folks out there, I hope that you continue looking at our show and tell all your friends, spread the word, so that Victoria and Elaine Lorain, excuse me, they'll be seen by people, and this story needs to be told, doesn't it? God bless you all, and have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.